When you are migrating an existing Android application to Jetpack Compose, you can reuse your existing themes for your Compose components. In this video, I will show you how to do this. So I have an existing Android application, my EasyNote application, and it is view-based. It has just a few Compose components, like in the edit activity, some components like this header as well as this text field are written in Compose. And now I want these components to follow the theming of my application that is defined inside themes.xml. Also, I have a dialog fragment that is used for deleting items from the list, and it has its components written in Compose, and I want these components also to follow the theming of my application defined in this themes.xml file. So let's see how we can do this. First of all, you need to know there are two types of themes that you might want to use for your Android application: a material design based theme or an AppCompat based theme. I have already defined two themes called theme MyAppTheme and theme.MyAppCompat The first, MyAppTheme, is based on material design, and it's a material design theme, and the second one is an AppCompat theme. Fortunately, we can reuse both of these themes for our Compose components. So whether your application is using a material design theme or an AppCompat theme, you can make your Compose components follow that theme's characteristics. I'm gonna start with material design theme. So the first thing I'm gonna do is go to build.gradle file and add a dependency. We need a dependency called Compose Theme Adapter from the material design library to enable us to reuse our view components theme for our Compose components. So Compose Theme Adapter, and it's from the material design library, and implementation com.google Android material Compose Theme Adapter, and the latest version, Android Studio, helps me with that, 1.10. And also we have another dependency in case we want to reuse AppCompat themes, and that is called Accompanist AppCompat Theme Adapter. So this is material theme adapter, and the second one is Accompanist AppCompat theme adapter. It's from the Accompanist library or group of libraries, and I write it implementation com.google.accompanist and accompanist AppCompat theme, and the latest version for it is 0.21.0 beta, and looks like the version is not accurate, so Android Studio tells me that it is 21.3 beta, the latest version. So I update it to that version, and then I press sync now for these changes to be applied. Alright, the sync was successful. The dependencies are now added. Let's start with applying material design theme for our Compose components. We know that our application is already using a material design theme, so it will make it easier for us to reuse that view theme. So I go to my edit activity where I have defined my Compose components, and as you can see, I have a Compose component header and another called message. In order to use material design theme for them, I'm gonna wrap my Compose tree, that is here text, I'm gonna put them inside a pair of curly braces, and then I'm gonna use MDC theme. This is a composable from the new dependency Compose theme adapter that we just added that enables us to read theme characteristics from XML files and reuse them for our Compose component. So I import it, and now our text should use the theme characteristics from our theme defined in themes.xml. And let's do the same for our text field defined for our message, this text field. So I select the text field. I can just type 2 curly braces around it, or in Android Studio it is easy, just enter your curly braces by pressing Shift and then your starting curly brace, and then it wraps the whole area with a pair of curly braces. Then I type MDC theme, like this, and then because we have some other components written using Compose, like for our dialog, let's go to my dialog. For the dialog, I have designed the whole UI of the dialog using Compose, so I can simply wrap the whole column . The whole column should be third one from the left. So it's this. You can press Alt and Enter to see if there's an option to wrap it with something, with some other composable. No, there isn't. So I use what I did before. I just enter my curly braces here around it, and then type MDC theme to make it follow the material design theme of my application. Alright, that's what we needed to do in order to apply our material theme from the application for your Compose components. Now let's run our application and see if the themes were applied. Alright, let's start with our edit activity. And there we go. You can see that it is using the material theme that we defined in themes.xml, it is applying those theme characteristics to the header as well as the text field. Of course, the text size that we are using for the theme is too large, but it is showing that the theme was successfully applied to our compose component. Let's also zoom to fit screen. There we go. You can see that the font family is also changed to match the font family that we have defined inside our theme.myapptheme. Josephine Sans, the font that we have defined for this theme, for our material theme. Let's press back and check out our dialog. There we go. The theme is also applied for our dialog as well. Alright, so you learned how you can use your material themes for your compose components. Now what about our AppCompat theme? What if your application is using an AppCompat theme? Let's first switch our application theme to our AppCompat theme to create a consistent look in our application. And then let's go to our edit activity to make our compose components follow AppCompat theme. We are not using MDC theme anymore, so let's change it to AppCompat theme. The way we do it is using a composable from the Accompanist theme adapter called AppCompat theme. I import it. I also replaced the second MDC theme with AppCompat theme. And then I go to my dialog. In fact, before applying the change to my dialog, I can run the application to see the changes, but the fact that we are using MDC theme here, but our application is not using a material theme, can cause some problems. So I make the switch here as well. So I use AppCompat theme and import it. So now all our compose components should follow our AppCompat theme. Let's run the application. Okay, you can see that now we are using a new theme, our AppCompat theme, and this AppCompat theme is using a different font family. You can see that in the themes.xml file, we are using Gemuno this time, and the colors also are different. And if we go to edit activity, you can see that the changes and the theme changes have been applied to our compose components as well, like for the font family. You can see that now we are using an updated theme for these components as well. I press back and I check out the dialog fragment by line pressing an item from the list. And there we go. You can see that we are using an updated theme for our compose components as well, which means our compose components are now using the characteristics of our view theme, and that was thanks to this composable AppCompat theme, which reads the theme characteristics and properties from our AppCompat theme in the application level and then reuses it for our Compose components. That was exactly like what the MDC theme composable did when we were using the material theme for our application. So that's it basically for how you can reuse your existing Android View themes for your Compose components. Whether you are using a material theme or an AppCompat theme for your application, you have options to reuse those themes for your Compose components as well, in order to have a consistent and beautiful look for all parts of your application. So with that, I wrap up this video.